Hello and welcome to that Peter Crouch podcast. Me, Peter Crouch, I've got Chris Stark and the notorious SID with me. And today we're joined by KSI.
Hi.
How are you? I was going to introduce you as a YouTuber, boxer, musician, entrepreneur.
I say entertainer. I'm just an entertainer. It just covers everything in it.
Covers it all.
Yeah. What do you actually put down? You know the forms that you fill in that you have
Yeah.
occupation.
What for insurance, you mean?
What would you,
For insurance.
Yeah.
What an opening question. Your insurance forms.
Garbage, man. Just troll them. No, I literally just put entertainer.
Yeah.
I just go, this kind of covers everything.
Well, what do you put?
I used to put professional football player.
So what do you put now?
Professional podcaster.
Please say podcast.
I've got to be careful here because some warranties might be under different. I think I might be a student. I'm back to being a student.
What do you put down?
Well, I feel I can say presenter, legitimate, radio DJ. It's all good. That's all fine. JJ, welcome to the podcast. I don't know how much you've seen about this funny little world that we've set up over the last few years.
You guys have been doing very well, man. Like, obviously, I mentioned before that I saw the little clip of you guys talking about the Sidemen and stuff, and it'd be cool to get one of them down, and you got me,
which is great. And there's so much we need to get into around the boxing that you've got coming up. But just as a little break away from that, before we get into that, let's just get straight into the football. You're an Arsenal fan.
Yep.
You're involved with Arsenal in quite a significant way.
Yeah.
Pete, do you know about this?
Yeah.
Around the Prime deal with Arsenal. How's this working for you at the moment? You just use Prime to kind of go, fuck it, I'll just sponsor the team.
Well, I think for me, sponsoring Arsenal was like huge because obviously it's a childhood dream to even be involved with Arsenal in any way. So for me, I was just excited, gassed, and like when I talked to my team, the Prime team, like, oh, can we make this happen? They were like, yeah, this is great all around. So yeah, we just got cracking, and we sponsored Arsenal and. I make it sound so easy. Obviously, it wasn't that easy.
There was I suppose there was a bit of a journey for you to get to that place where you could sponsor Arsenal.
Yes, exactly.
But like, have you been like kind of surprised? You must have answered millions of questions about this, but have you been surprised by kind of demand for this drink?
Yes, because like I knew there was going to be hype. Me and Logan doing something is going to bring hype, but to get to this point where there's still so much hype and there's still so many countries that want it and need it, and the price of like literally even this drink right now is what, $8.99.
That's not what you.
That's not how much it should be. It should be £2, but people are still like charging the price stupidly up at this point, and we've been around for a year and a half. So like it's wild, but.
But I mean, how much is that? How much is that down to you guys? Do you think? And it's marketing. But so here's my thing. Prime works done. Like you've sold loads of that. What stops you then? Like if I was you, I'd be going, let's take something fucking bland. Let's take something. Well, not bland. Let's take something a little bit maybe under branded. Just whack our names on it, and we'll say oregano. Do you know what I mean? Like the spice racks. You know, you could literally him bring out.
I was like, what is that?
And you'd sell shitloads of it.
Well, I mean, we have to have like an interest in it, and we also have to like use the product. So I think for me, Prime, it's a better for you drink compared to like Coke, Pepsi, and all these other competitors. So like that just makes sense for me compared to like, I don't know, tables. Like I don't know,
tables would be great.
Selling tables.
You never know. Could be a market for it.
Is that your mindset though, in terms of like Arsenal? So like, because obviously you got a team of people around you, and there's a strategy, and you're going, listen, this is where I want to aim for. This is what I want to work at. This is what you need to make happen. Essentially,
I just go and say what I want, and we make that work. Simple as that. Like you said, and I don't know. It's kind of like how I've always just been in life.
Super.
If I want something, I will work hard to make sure I get there. And it might take a year, it might take 2, it might take a day, but eventually I'll get there.
Have you been involved? So obviously you got like Haaland's on board now.
Yeah,
you go like Bayern Munich you're involved with, right?
Yep.
And how much kind of dialogue do you have with them? Have you been around? Have you been to the training ground, that kind of thing? Or do you just sponsor it?
We've been to the training ground. We've done some clips. We've done like TikToks left, right, and center. With Harlan, we did Impulsive with him. So we did a podcast.
Have you seen the Harlan clip?
I haven't seen the Harlan one.
It's hilarious because he's obviously a very powerful guy.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I was in goal for it. Bro, I was shitting myself because he knows how to hit it hard. Like it's different. Like, when you're with your mates and they kick the ball, it can be hard, but it's not like professional level. Harlan was just there trying to hit me with a volley at professional level while I'm in goal, and I'm there like, bro, I've got to fight in a month. Are you mad? What are you
protecting
doing?
the nose?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get out of the way. Thank you.
It's like ultimate red ass. Do you know the game Red Ass?
Yes, of course.
I'd love to see you guys do this at some point.
We've done it.
Oh, you've done it?
Yeah, bro. Honestly, we've done everything you could think of. Like the sidemen have done everything. We're still trying to look for new things.
Have you done Eggy Boff?
What?
Eggy Boff. We found one, everyone.
Wait, Eggy Boff.
Crouchy, explain Eggy Boff.
Oh, mate. So this goes way back. This is this is England under 18s. This probably started. I was at Tottenham in the youth team. Eggy Boff is basically like us forwards there. I might call it, right. So I'd be like, Eggy Boff, first one to leave this table, right. You do not want to be Eggy Boff. So we would just stay in here until I either take it back or someone breaks. And you have to leave. Yeah, it's a horrible game.
So what about the time you did it on a beach? Wasn't that for a stag do?
Yeah, we've done it. We've sat on beaches we're on the deck chair in Blackpool, believe it or not, and the tide's coming in.
Yeah.
Right. So for Eggy Boff, first one to move. Right. I'm not joking. We got up to like here, and we're just trying to stay alive now. We're still sitting on the deck chair. The tide's come in, and obviously I'm winning because I'm high, right?
Yeah.
Some of the lads was fully under, like they were fully under.
Oh my God.
Just waves were coming in, and just how much it meant to us, It's huge.
So, what happens?
Well, that's it. So once someone breaks because they're going to die, what I'm saying? So one of them gets up, starts swimming, back to shore. And then he's Eggy Boff, and then we just don't speak to him for the rest of the day.
So that's the forfeit.
It's like it's a bad place to be.
Wow.
There was one time they were on the bus, and someone's called Eggy Boff on the bus.
Yeah.
And were you there as well, Steve?
Yeah.
You were on the same bus. Why? It feels to me everyone who comes on this podcast was on that bus.
It was on, Jolien.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of our mates on this pod, don't we?
Oh, well, you explain. You were there. You explain what happened.
So it was England under 21s, and someone said we were on the way to training. David Platt was manager, and on the way there, we get to the training ground. We're all in our kit, and then someone shouted Eggy Boff, first one off the bus. So no one could get off the bus. So the manager gets off, the coach get off. They start setting the equipment up, and they're looking around, and all the players are still on the bus.
You've got to remember representing England at this time.
Yeah.
It's not really the best time to call it.
No, just staring at everyone like, what's going on?
It is that intense where everyone doesn't want to be
so
that
surely,
one.
Okay, so let's say Eggy Boff, first person to shit. Like,
yeah, hold it in, mate. Yeah. I think you get away with that one though because it's a private thing.
I said first person to shit, but like no one can shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then if I said first person to shit, can you Eggy Boff that?
No, that's not really the etiquette of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not really.
So okay, take your fight for example. You call Eggy Boff. Neither of you leave your respective rooms. and the first person that does loses.
Wow. 3 a.m. We're still just
you're not moving there. You're not moving.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the question. Will you call Eggy Boff before the fight?
I just don't think I'm mates with Tommy, so I don't think it's going to work.
Should we talk about this fight then that you've got coming up? It's a fascinating one. It's you, it's Tommy Fury. Talk to us about it. Talk to us about the relationship that you have with him and how it's all going in the training for it.
You know what I was asking before? I was asking like what how much of that is like actual hatred?
What
you were saying
between me and him. I mean, I don't really care for the guy. For me, I'd love to get under his skin, but it doesn't really matter if I do or don't because ultimately, at the end of the day, because of how I fight, I know I'm going to KO him. Simple. Yeah. And I say it with a straight face because I've literally been doing the same thing to my opponents in sparring. Like I've been sparring Olympians, pro boxers, and my style just works. And yeah, it's an awkward, unorthodox, no one really understands what's going on. It looks like a bit of a mess. but there's a method to the madness. And yeah, I just feel like when Tommy's in there with me, he'll understand and go, fuck, I'm unprepared. I'm not prepared for this. And, you know, what I do, it's hard, but it works. And, yeah, it gets results.
Because people looking in will see it as a YouTuber versus a pro boxer, which is
great.
Yeah, so you're basically fueling off that, because from the outside people will go,
yes,
it cannot beat him.
I want people to think I have no chance. I have no right to be in there. Like, I've even bet on myself to win. I can only bet. I think I bet on Betfred. It was only like 600 quid. That's how much they could let me. I wanted to put like 10 grand on, and they just wouldn't let me. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just put the 600. But I'm so confident that I'm going to destroy him.
It's amazing, because you're so confident of being a massive underdog in terms of people looking at, like, even obviously John Fury, his dad has gone, if you lose this, like, you're disowned. You should even quit boxing. Like, his own dad has said that.
That's a lot of pressure to put him under.
Bro, and that's the thing. He has so much pressure. Like, people think I have pressure. I have no pressure. And even if I do have pressure, like, doesn't affect me. With him, he is the pro boxer everyone thinks or believes he's going to win. It's all, you know, on his shoulders. So if I just come out there and just fuck him up, bro, like, he's going to be shook. And then the pressure's going to, you know, get bigger and bigger. And then he's going to feel like he has to perform. And that's when I get him.
Why? Why then? Why would that be the moment you get him? When he
Because he's got to come out, I
He's
suppose,
got
doesn't
to
he?
come out and get me.
What can we have a brief chat about John Fury? Come on, let's be real. He's an amazing.
What a dad!
What a guy! So last time I saw him with you, I think he was overturning a table that was in front of him. Then we've all got a favourite John Fury moment.
Yeah.
What would you say is
What
yours?
was that about? Like, what? How did you feel?
I think he just got bored, man. He was like, you know, there's not enough attention on me, so I'm gonna just flip some tables and shout, "I am the machine" and all this shit. And yeah, it kind of worked out, but.
Does it get to you at all?
No. Like, I even tried doing a bet with him saying, you know, if I beat your son, I get to slap you in the face. Wow. I was like, if you're so confident that Tommy's going to beat me, let me slap you with my hand in your face. And he was just saying, you ain't gonna slap me, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, no, then bet then. And he never bet in the end. And I was like, yeah, because you're not as confident as you truly believe.
So do you think it's a lot? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is it a lot of noise? Is that what you're saying? He won't follow through with. He can say that he's very confident, but it doesn't seem to, in your experience, back it up.
I feel like he'll be confident until I hit him, and then he'll be like, "Oh fuck." Yeah. It happens with every person I fight. Literally, like. Pineda was somewhat confident. I hit him right to the body, and he was like, "Oh, this is long." You know, same with Logan. When I hit him, he was like, "I do not want to get hit that many times because he's going to knock me out." And every person knows that I have that KO power, and that's why, like, they just always start going route, you know, the outside of the ring, and I'm in the center, and I'm always just trying to pick my shots so I can try and KO you, and it's just. Same thing over and over and over again. So.
Have you had a passion for boxing? Or, 'cause obviously your first one was Joe Weller, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So before then, it was just a kind of exhibition.
I was legit just playing games. I was playing FIFA. That was it. Like, I wasn't even when I was young, like, I played rugby, but I was in the B team. I played football, but I was in the CD team. I was ass, bro. And, like, athletically, I was just shit. Like, cross country, I was terrible. My fitness was ass. Like, I had no talent, no skills or anything. So it was all just hard work to get to where I'm at today. And that's why I think it's just a beautiful story to show even the whole world that, you know, a kid who had nothing is able to become this guy and get everything.
So how does it all start? Like, obviously playing games and things like that, and then you're kind of streaming it, and then when's the moment where it kind of really kicked off?
I think the moment really clicked was when I felt like I reached the ceiling of YouTube, and I was like, I really want to be, you know, I want that mainstream fame, that mainstream, you know, like heightened level of like clout, etc., blah blah blah, because I felt like with YouTube I could only get to certain places. Like, if I'm being real, with YouTube, I was like, oh yeah, I can go to clubs, I can buy out tables, but no one gives a shit about me. Like, I'm just that YouTuber. Whereas if I was mainstream guy who had albums, left, right, and center, had top songs, boxer, people started giving a shit. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I ventured out into the whole mainstream world, because I was like, all right, I've reached the ceiling with YouTube. I want to try and make myself big. I want to build my brand. How can I build my brand? I need to venture into music because people respect music. I need to venture into this boxing thing more because people respect boxing. And no one cared about YouTube. Maybe more people care about it now, but at the time, no one cared. So I just decided to venture out into all these other fields, become the best or one of the best in all those fields. And then, just the rest is kind of history.
But having said that, obviously you had no kind of real talent at school. Like how all of a sudden you've become fucking talented, right? You can box, you can sing. You know what I mean? You like you said, you've got
the
brands.
First time I tried to sing, I was ass. First time I tried to box, I was ass. Yeah. Like the first time I tried to do any of these things that I'm good at now, I was so bad at it.
It's hard work.
Yeah,
right?
It's literally just over and over again, consistently. And like, I wasn't afraid to fail. Like, I'd fail so many times, but obviously this is behind closed doors. And then I'll just try again, keep trying until I eventually would get it. And then I'll just get more and more and more. And then now I'm out where I'm at.
Do you have one that you're like a favorite, like a real passion? Like, is singing something like when you're kind of on stage? Is that where you want to be, or do you want to be in the ring?
I'd probably say YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's my bread and butter, man. Yeah. Like, it's just so easy. Like, I'm able to just switch on the camera and just be myself and just laugh at stuff, react to stuff, and it's just easy. It's like, I'm not even trying. I don't see it as a job. It's just me just being me, and then I stop recording and I get paid for it. It's like,
to be fair, like, so it's like what we do here.
Exactly,
There's a hell of a lot more goes into this.
Yeah, you could do this one day if you really try.
Could you believe, like, I still can't get my head round, and it's a little bit like Gogglebox, isn't it? Like how they've done a TV show of people watching TV.
Yeah.
But you was obviously one of the first ones to YouTube. Right? So you're doing videos, and then all of a sudden you're getting ridiculous subscribers and views.
Yeah.
Like, could you just quite believe that was going to be the way forward? Like, do you know what I mean?
No. But I mean, I had an inkling that after I hit a couple million subscribers that, this could actually be the new wave. Like, this could be where everyone slowly gravitates towards. But, back before all of that, no chance. I had no idea. And I think many of us didn't really have an idea. We kind of thought it was a quick cash grab. Yeah, you go in, out, just, get all the money and then peace out and then do a normal 9 to 5. Yeah. But then, I just stayed consistent with this whole YouTube thing, and it just kept working out, and just more opportunities were arising, and it was just getting bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, you know what? This could be my career. I'm going to just stick to this. And then obviously I reached the ceiling, and then I was like, I want to get more. I want more. And now I'm fighting Tommy Fury. It's crazy where life can take you, man.
This next part of the podcast is sponsored by Brewdog. Okay, so last time around we got to try Wingman for the first time, and I think we're liking this one, aren't we, boys?
I am a fan of this one. Yeah. Mentioned before, the Session IPA. It's sessionable, as Ryan tells us, and we like that. The IPA, this is potentially the best beer we've had, I'd say. Yeah. And the Wingman is the perfect beer for a night out.
Which makes it sound like you just read that, but it kind of is. Like,
I did just read it.
I think the key. Let's be real. I think what we're trying to get across with this is it's a very sessionable beer, and like any good Wingman is a sort of good accompaniment to a night out. I'm sure you boys have had your fair share of decent experiences of you both being wingmen for other people and other people being good wingmen for you.
Yeah, and also Sid's being actually a very good wingman for me. In fact, I'd say so. You've been a good wingman before for me.
Yeah,
have you?
Yeah,
I'd say I've been there for the big man.
Are you a kind of opener, Steve? Like, are you the kind of person that can go up and sort of just start conversation with people quite confidently?
Yeah, I'm a social butterfly.
See, I'm not. I'm one of those. You see, I'm one of those that I'm like, as what Cantona would describe as the seagulls. that sort of feed off the
follow the trawler.
Yeah, I follow. You'd be the trawler. And I would then be behind going, hello.
Yeah.
You know,
I like to talk and converse and connect.
You present yourself so well. You've got that kind of energy about you. When I see you meet new people, got a sparkle in your eye and sort of, you're very good at feigning interest.
So when you're talking about barbecues, you're talking about...
He couldn't be more...
He's brilliant, isn't he?
That's
really
what I mean.
polite,
He couldn't be more engaged.
Yeah. When you actually know he's faking that.
Hey, I'm involved.
But I think key skills for a good wingman,
Yeah. I think he's someone that's always there for you, whether through the good and bad, and this wingman, I think it's one that you could have your wingman next to you just like a ball boy, just like multiple pace, just like throwing you just one after the other.
Yeah, exactly right.
I can see that going down
he's
well.
just making sure that you have a good night.
I see. What's the ball boy analogy? Sorry.
Well, you know, like multiple around the pitch.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and when the ball goes out, there's another one straight back in.
Yeah, like the one that Mourinho, do you remember the one with Kane went
set the goal up,
score?
Yeah. When I finish that, my wingman, there's another one there.
I hear you. It's working with you. That's what you're saying. It's working with you on a night out.
That's the one.
That's it. Well, you know what? We've asked lots of people to get in touch with their wingmen. We've had a load.
Yes, we have.
Say. I'll go. Ryan Chamberlain has nominated his mate Adam for continuously being dragged out every Saturday night. He says no, but I turn up on his doorstep and he somehow already has his shoes on, ready to go.
Yeah, that's good. It's
good.
Yeah,
that's good. Because there's someone that's just there for a night out. Sometimes you go, I really fancy a night out tonight. No one's available. That fella that goes, I'm in.
Yeah, I think we've always got that one.
It's important.
We've always got that one.
Do you know what? It's always, we should give a shout out to those people that are solid enough that even if you are flaky as, I'm probably one of those people. Do you know what I mean? But when I do have a credit to get out, or I do have suddenly a Saturday night free, there's always that one person, that it seems to be always available and it's always fun. Yeah.
My brother's one of them.
Yeah, is he?
My older brother. You met my brother, haven't you? You know him. He will always be out. Even if he doesn't want to, he'll go, I'll be there for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's important, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when the fun crushers at home try and ruin it all.
Okay, you're fine. We've had a celebrity in touch on Instagram as well.
Who is it?
Joel
Chris?
Dommett.
Yes.
We love Joel.
Masked Singer fame.
Of presenting the Masked Singer, yeah. You know Masked Singer, Steve?
It's a colleague of mine for a while.
He was?
I
was
was
that
on that
singer
show.
or dancer?
I did dancer.
You did dancer.
Would you do that?
Which one? Neither, probably.
No?
Well, I can't sing and I can't dance.
Okay. Only thing about me
is the way I walk. I can't dance.
What a reference. Joel Dommett's been in touch.
What's he said, Chris?
He said he's got a question for you, Crouchy. He says in response to the picture of you and Wingman, so you put up a picture of you and Wingman, the blue bird that accompanies his drink. He just said, are you going to be on The Masked Singer?
Yeah. I feel like once you've kind of been a judge on, I did the Masked Dancer, didn't I? I've done one singer before as well. I don't know if you can you go back on it?
As a contestant.
As a contestant. Glenn Hoddle did it. Michael Owen. Teddy Sheringham.
Yeah, Joe, when Michael Owen done it, I got a lot of messages asking if that was me.
I got a lot with it. I got the tree, Teddy Sheringham.
What are you laughing for?
It's when they guess.
Teddy Sheringham.
Can you just?
Yeah, I got loads saying it was me.
Can you clear this up? When you have to make the guesses as to who it is, and who have you got next to you? Rita Ora or someone, isn't it?
She does singer.
She does singer.
Davina.
Yeah. Davina, lovely. We love Davina. Let's say you got Rita Ora next to you. She doesn't seem to know many of the people when the mask goes off, right? So Joel Dommett has to do the job and go, look, everyone, it's the notorious SID himself, Steve Sidwell. And she has to be there going, yeah! It's awkward, isn't it, when you don't recognise a person?
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, there's a couple that I didn't.
Yeah.
When I was doing it. And there is a little sheet of paper, so you don't know, you don't have a clue, but obviously when it's revealed, you do have a look and go if you got a little bit of
context,
context, yeah. So but it's obviously still a bit embarrassing when you look at them and you go, I ain't got a fucking clue who that is.
But you have to pretend.
And you go you have to try and
discreetly flip the sheet over.
But whoever does it, you go they don't know. So sometimes I've just gone rogue and gone, I'm going to try and wing this because I don't want to go,
I've always wondered that, you know. Yeah. Would you do it, Steve? I would love you to do either of those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. His hat's in the ring.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm not a great singer or a dancer, but I'd give it a go.
You can rap though, fucking hell.
What have you, just out of interest, just because we can make this stuff happen, like, have you done any of these shows? Have you done the ones we've all, Mastermind? Have you done that?
No. I've done
Weakest Link?
No. None of them.
You haven't
This
done
is
that?
the start. I need to ease me in.
Catchphrase.
We tried this one. I think we've plugged the catchphrase.
You sound like in extras. You know, in extras where the fella's going, well, you haven't even been in the bill. He hasn't even been in the bill.
I've got the feeling he was thinking that when he said, because he went through like a couple, then he went to a few shitty ones, and I still haven't done them.
Been in the bill. Catchphrase. Not even been on catchphrase.
What chance have I got?
Okay, great. Well, consider this the hat in the ring. Like, let's get Notorious S.L.A. on loads of them. We've gone a bit off topic, but if you would like to join us for the Wingman launch event at Brewdog Waterloo, where you can hear more of this kind of chat, we've put out a post on our podcast social channels. So they're on Instagram or Twitter or X if you're that way inclined. Inviting you to tag a mate who is your wingman, so the person who regularly organises or saves a big night out. And we need you to give us an example of them being that kind of hero. So the best entries are going to get read out on this podcast, and you might get invited to join us down here for a pint. You can join us on the podcast. So if you're listening to this right now, the post is live. Go check it out and make sure you tag a mate, and do it right now whilst you're thinking about it.
One thing I just want to touch on really quickly. It's evident straight away you're super confident, and one of your super strengths is your mentality.
Yes.
Where is that something you've always had? Is that something where you've got people around you, or you've had to just generate yourself?
Honestly, therapy. I've said this several times. Like, I've had this confidence in and out, and then I've had a bit of a, what's the word? Where, the word where you think.
Imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome, yes, exactly. I had a little bit of that. I was trying to find myself, figure out what makes me happy, what doesn't. I went through life, essentially. And then eventually I got a therapist because one of my mates, Calix, was like, I had a therapist as well. And he was like, bro, I recommend you get this to really sort your head out. Literally got one. She was amazing, sorted my head right out. And then I just figured life out. Legit, like, I just understood everything. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the type of person I am. Like, this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I don't enjoy doing. I don't like clubbing or going out and, going out drinking all the time. Like, that's just not me. I'm a nerd. I'm a bit of a loser. Like, I like playing games, with my mates, or I like being indoors, and I like just doing like stuff that people think famous people don't do. Yeah. So I kind of just decided to just be me, and now I'm just so comfortable at being me, and through that I've just built confidence, and it's just grown ever since.
So hard considering your environment is all about views, subscribers and stuff, but also a lot of comments.
Yes.
Now on social media, a lot of people, like, you get a lot of positive, but you'll also get quite a lot of negative as well.
Yeah. Like, I read everything. Do you read everything? The good, bad, and the ugly. I read it all. I love it. It entertains the hell out of me, especially the bad. Like, 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 I'm a bit of a weirdo. Like, I'm legit, like, all the hate comments and people saying I have, like, no chance. It just fucking excites me, man. Like, I don't know. It's like, and I like when people say I'm shit at this or shit at that. Like, I read it all and I'm like, this is just, I find it hilarious. I find it entertaining.
How do you get to that stage where that's the case? Because surely at some point, that's daggers.
It's taken me years. Like, you got to remember, I've been doing this for like 15 years.
Because also some people might say it's very easy to go, I fucking lap it up. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But that's a real thick skin that you've got to develop.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if, like, you talk about getting therapy, and that's amazing to hear, because I think that's something that isn't necessarily normalized, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's obviously a very powerful weapon for you and how you've managed to arm yourself. But, like, does it genuinely not faze you, these sort of comments?
Yeah, it really doesn't. Like,
and when did that stop happening for you?
it's probably when like therapy started. I kind of just, I don't know, I just cared less about it. That's what I mean. I just don't really care about it anymore. It doesn't really affect me. I just look at it, entertain myself from it, and then I just move on. And I'm not there like bogged down like, oh, why is this guy said this, or why is she said this, or da 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 da, like this, and like it doesn't work me up. I just go, oh, that's jokes. Oh, they think that, that's so funny, and then I just move on.
Because I don't know about you with your kids, lads, but it's like one of my biggest fears is that she will get to my little girl. She's 8 years old. That she'll get to a stage where she's like on social media, and there's like, and that's what happens. It can be quite negative, and it can be. And I actually find it quite liberating hearing you say that there is some context that you can give it and that you've managed to find a way to do that. Because I think there'll be a lot of, especially young people listening to this right now, that probably do have a bit of a hard time online. And will be sort of interested that you, as someone who probably receives quite a large proportion of positive and negative comments, can deal with it.
Yeah, literally, like, it takes time. And, you know, it's not something that anyone can just do instantly. But, you know, I guess for me, when you really think about it, the mind is the most important part of your whole body. Like, this controls everything. The brain controls everything. And you've essentially let things affect that. So if someone says something, you don't have to let it affect you. You can look at it. You know, don't be afraid to look at it, because I don't really, I'm not really on board with the idea of, oh, you've got to just pretend it doesn't exist. Because no, like, let's be real. There's good, bad, and ugly in this world. So don't shield yourself from it. But, you know, embrace it, and then just don't let it affect you. Just look at it and go, oh, this is jokes, or this is intentional. But I have people saying about my forehead, it's massive, or my hair sucks, or like they hate my skin color, or it's just all types of bad things. But I literally don't let it get to me. I'm there like, cool.
You've had this, Pete.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, you know, like, would you say kind of, because obviously you've made your living, I suppose, out of social media, out of YouTube, you know, and so many people say it's toxic, you know, like there are people out there that I don't have your view on it, and like it is hard, and I'm glad, like we always say, we're actually glad that we didn't play in the era when social media was
I imagine it's very hard right now.
For footballers, it's going to be, you know, if you give away a penalty or, you know, whatever it's bad, right? Would you say social media in general is positive, you know, considering, you know, for most of
Bro, social media is mainly negative.
Yeah.
Of course, like, yes, there's some good things that happen here and there, but bro, like, social media brings out the bad side of the human race. That's just what it does. And that's essentially, like, deep down what we kind of all are. Like, you know, we are like kind of attracted towards the negative side of things. Like, that's what gets more views. The drama, the hate, we all look at that. You know, obviously, some good things, it's nice, it warms the heart. But if everything was perfect and nice and, bro, that'd be so boring. Yeah. It's just how it is. So, look, there's going to be negativity all the time. But it's all about how you interpret it. If you just don't let it affect you, or if you just stay focused on your grind, then, bro, like, you'll win. That's just it.
All right, well, let's bring it back to the football.
This is great, isn't it? The most sort of self-help podcast we've possibly ever done. This is great.
No, I was just going to bring it back to the football, because obviously, like, your Cherry match, right?
Yes.
With the Sidemen, like, unbelievable.
Incredible.
Like, I'll be honest, like, I didn't know about the first game, and then you know, someone sent me a video. I was like, fuck, these boys are serious.
Selling out.
Well, I don't know if we were serious as in, like, how good we were.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a big show, right? And obviously, what, 2.4 million the last one?
2.6, I think.
You've raised for charity?
But yeah, like, it was way more than last year. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for years, man, and to be able to, like, keep it growing, you know, year after year, it's just fantastic. And hopefully next year we can get Wembley Stadium. I think that would be nuts.
You'll easily do that.
Wow.
And just like, I don't know if I'll be in goal for that, or if I'll be upfield. But I actually enjoyed being in goal.
Yeah. You're in goal because of the training, right?
Yeah, it's less likely to get injured, even though like Speed still managed to slide tackle me in goal, and still didn't score. And but yeah, it's actually really hard being in goal. Yeah, like I've definitely given a few goalkeepers some stick. But then once I went in it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so easy to make mistakes." Yeah, and especially
so
like
the one mistake in it, that's
you're a meme. Yeah, it's so bad. But
some of the characters in this game as well, though, it's interesting because you talk about these sort of legendary footballers, right, and their personality. People like Speed, who Pete, I'm sure you probably weren't really across until too long ago.
No, mate, I've seen him now.
My God, like this guy's
famous because he's barking.
He's barking. Like you compare like with footballers that genuinely were kind of like big characters and that.
Yeah,
he's a little guy in stature, but he's. It's just there'll be a lot of people listening who don't know who we're talking about.
He's very.
How do you describe this?
He's a lively man.
Literally, he's the type of guy that you could put into a room and just a camera, and he will entertain you for hours. That's it. Just him by himself, and he will somehow entertain you for hours.
Is he like that all the time? Like, or is he got a? He's got.
No, he can like simmer down. Yeah, especially when there isn't really cameras. But a lot of time he's like hype, active. Just screaming and. But he loves it. It's just how he is, and he's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. Always has good intentions. Messes up quite a few times, but that's just the nature of social media.
Do you rate him as a footballer?
No. I mean, until he can score, then I'll rate him. But he had many chances this year and still failed. So you never know. Maybe next year.
When these games are big because this game was on when England was playing.
Yeah,
and I was watching the England game.
Yeah,
and my boys were watching on their iPhones this charity game.
No way.
They was watching the charity game. And I was like, boys, England playing. They was like, Dad, these YouTubers are playing. I'm like, that's when you know it's massive.
It's wild.
That is insane.
And this is the same game where the Uno card.
We need to reverse.
I was just saying that we were fans of it. Big fans.
Yeah.
Huge move that should be introduced. If we're going to talk about rules coming and going and VAR and that, it was. It's fair. Reverse Uno is a massive shout. How do you grow? It's going to grow year on year, this thing, right? And there'll be a lot of people who I think were just aware of it from maybe this year. A lot of people who listen to this.
Yeah.
Next year, maybe Wembley Stadium.
Yes.
In your eyes, what's the ambition for this? What is, or do you just see how it goes every year?
It's kind of just see how it goes. You never know. Like maybe the year after that, we might try and do it in a different country. Just really branch out. In European countries or America, etc., or even Australia, we know we have a huge fan base there.
But where does this end? Like, could you potentially see a situation where YouTube gets into football in such, because there's clearly an audience, right?
Yeah.
There's clear demand. Do you think there's going to? Where do you see the possibilities? Do you see that there could be a tournament, for example, that becomes, big in football terms? The same way maybe view some of the older trophies or leagues.
I don't think with the Sidemen charity match that is the goal. I think for us it's literally all about charity. We just want to make as much money as possible. But like, I guess for example, Misfits. Like for me, my goal for Misfits is to make that the home of boxing, like for professionals or YouTube boxers, etc. Like I want it all in that zone, and it's gonna take a while. But I feel like with the Prime card, we're doing, amazingly with that, and it just shows like, with that whole card, it's not just the main event and then no one cares.
Nah.
Every single fight, people are like excited for. Where me versus Tommy, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis, Salt Pappy versus Slim.
Talk about that Logan fight as well.
Yeah, and obviously, there's a lot of like back and forth with that. But like this could be the most viewed card of the whole year, if not the whole decade. Like it's just that big with so many, YouTubers or so many just people, just so many eyes being able to just see this thing. Like it could just be humongous. And I feel like what we've done is push all the other like boxing, organizations to make these big fights as well. Yeah. To make the Garcia versus Tank fight, to make the Fury versus Usyk fight, because they're seeing what we're doing with Misfits, and they're like, we're going to be left behind if we don't step up.
That's amazing. So you're seeing the positive impact as being that, whereas these fighters could just piss off for 3 years or something, and everyone's left waiting. Like, when is this fight going to happen? You guys are basically saying, unless you guys go about and make these big fights happen, we're just going to continue to do this. Yeah, well, good for you.
I think it's great for everyone, because now we finally get to see the fights that we've been waiting to see for years.
And we all want to see those fights.
Yeah.
How are they taking to you? As people like Eddie Hearn, obviously.
Well, everyone's always
you're
like
making waves in boxing, right?
At first, people are like, "Oh, I don't know, this is stupid, this is mockery, da da da." But once people are starting to see the money, and they're starting to see the eyes, they're like, actually, it's not too bad. Yeah. I might want to get involved with this. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. Yeah. What do you make of that Dylan Dennis stuff and Logan Paul?
I mean, I hate Dylan Dennis. I hate him with a passion. If I saw him like in front of me, I'd want to destroy him, bro. Legit annihilate him. Like,
excuse my ignorance, why do you hate him?
Bro, so first of all, I was meant to fight him in January, and he pulled out. He said, he wasn't prepared, Pulled out 2 weeks before, so that's why I had to fight Face Temper. So he kind of just messed up the card. Also, just the back and forth we had was just outrageous. He keeps throwing shit at me. So he threw a coffee in my face the first time we saw each other, and then he threw a war ball again at the last press conference. Like, he's just someone that just gets under my skin, and I wish I was the guy to obliterate him, but luckily I've got Logan to do it. But
do you think he's gonna do it? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I truly believe so, and I just hope Dylan shows up. I mean, I think the good thing about this event is, if Dylan doesn't show up, we have a replacement ready. Whereas last time, we were all scrambling like, oh, fuck, like, what we got to do, and we got to find someone that works. Whereas now, we've got Mike Perry there ready, waiting. So I feel like Dylan doesn't really want to pull out now, because he feels like it's going to be an L either way.
If he pulls out, does he lose money? Does he?
He owes money.
Yeah, he owes money. Yeah. Oh, do you know? So I was just thinking, if you ever need, I know someone in training all the time. So if you need someone at last minute, Wayne Bridge.
No, I do.
He's serious.
Can anyone beat the Bridge?
I don't know.
He's an animal.
If you need anyone, Bridge will step in.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't know it yet, but he'll step in.
I mean, if he really is about it, it'd be great to have him Misfits for sure.
There we go.
Right, there we go. Wayne, the boys want you.
We're taking commission as well.
On that sort of competitive spirit, you're into your FPL, aren't you? And you've gone big this season on
First year in the Fantasy Premier League.
So the reason why I got into it is because my mate said my ball knowledge sucks. And I'm like, guys, you don't understand. Like, anything I put my mind to, I will like annihilate. I'm now currently first in my FPL group.
Seriously?
I'm number 1. And yes, I have used my free hit. I used it by accident. I didn't actually know what it did. So I was like, oh, this button looks cool. And then I was like, oh, wow, I can make all these transfers. This is great. And then I wasn't getting punished for it. And then I was like, oh, shit. I messed up.
I think everyone's done that first time. First time you play, you always do that. And then you go, and you can't take it back.
Yeah. So then I wild carded as well. But that was because I knew the team I had initially wasn't working. Like, I had a few Manchester United players, and they're currently going through at the moment. So I had to just swap a few people out. And now, like, I'm just smashing it.
So you said off air, obviously your allegiance is to Arsenal, right? The North London derby, you've got Son. You've got Son and Madison in your team, right?
Yes.
You watch football,
and I had Saka as well.
You watch football differently, right? When you're involved in it.
It's horrible. I hate it.
You find yourself giving yourself a little fist pump from the Arsenal.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, when Saka scored, I was like, yes, let's go. I'm screaming like, this is it. And then Son and Madison assisted for Son to score, and I was like, oh no.
It's like a compensation, isn't
I've seen it.
It's not the worst.
it? But you're allowed to play and do FPL, aren't you? So how did it work for you boys?
We've seen this in the dressing room.
I've seen it. Yeah,
We've seen it.
well, he said, off air, about I won't mention his name, but he's skippering the centre forward, and he's the centre half. How does that work? You know what I mean? It's
From the opposite team.
You're literally for the opposite team. So you're literally expecting him to go past you and score. Like what? You can't do that. Sure.
Let him score a hat trick.
See, last season, I think there was a few instances where, because FPL's got bigger and bigger, there's all these various like websites and apps and people that can track and know the teams of every player that plays FPL in the Premier League, and then watches the changes they make, because they know if they take certain players out of their squad, that they know that player's probably injured in training, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well,
and they were noticing these changes.
I was at Stoke, and I remember Marko Arnautovic was struggling a little bit on a Friday, and I said to him, "You fit, yeah?" Like,
Why do you want to know?
He was like, no, I think I'll be. I said, I need to know like by 11 o'clock. I said, don't give me like I'll try it at 11:30. No, it's yes or no. I mean,
Oh man,
as when I was up there. Then,
it's
important.
What about forfeits? Are you doing forfeits?
Yeah, so we have a
What's the
forfeit.
plan?
I can't say what the forfeit is, but it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great.
We're after inspiration for forfeits because we're doing something. We're doing like a prediction thing on a Friday.
Okay.
And
So we've given you Eggy Boff. What is a decent FPL forfeit? Would you say?
It's probably a mankini.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
classic.
wearing a mankini in a public space, so like Leicester Square, and you have to just walk all the way from the top to the bottom. Just walk all the way down and just
Borat style.
Yeah. You can't run, can't speed walk, just walk.
I think there's ways around that. If you do that on a Saturday night, you don't look outrageous in Leicester Square. Do you know what I mean? It's
I think if
okay.
you turn left like down like Soho, you'd be all right. Oh mate,
It's true. What about are you public on FPL? Or is this like a
I'm
private
public.
thing?
I'm public.
So what, have you got a good team name?
No, it's just KSI Army.
Oh, come
Yeah,
How many's in
It's
the
always
league?
got to be a pun, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's my first year, so.
and there's loads out there. Norfolk and Chance.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's sick. That's actually sick.
there's loads of them in there. There's loads. I'm trying to think.
You said you're number one in the league. How many's in your league? Or how many-
So about 12.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
decent.
yeah. So I think I'm in like overall in the whole of FPL. I think I'm like 100,004, something like that.
And you don't cheat. This isn't getting advice from
No.
someone.
Literally, this is just my ball knowledge. Like, honestly, like because with me, I just become obsessed with things. So I'm there looking at football players. I'm there looking at YouTube videos. I'm there looking on Twitter. I'm looking at every single thing. I'm looking at stats, seeing how people play, seeing how teams play, how they play beforehand, and just working that out and going, okay, this guy will do well because this winger is faster than this left back, etc. And I just put 2 and 2 together. So.
Yeah, you get into it, you get obsessed. Looking ahead to the next major tournament, have you been tempted to ever work up a song? Do you think you're a talented guy?
Okay.
You got the next 3 lines.
Well, you're talking like a World Cup song. or
I'm saying a
something.
World Cup song.
No.
It's a straight no.
Nah, I feel like back in the day,
No, I agree with this.
it was definitely a lot easier. Whereas now it's just you're just a meme. You can never, you can never get it right.
I feel like it's Eurovision kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Like if you go down the Eurovision route, it can kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
But
with
if it's a good
Eurovision,
one,
is
it's a
there?
good one.
We've had good Eurovision people. Sam Ryder was on
Yeah, he
this.
was good. He's friend of the
Podcast.
Yeah, Sam Ryder was
He's
very good.
a good bloke. I'm not proposing that you necessarily want to get into Eurovision, but no, I just
chance.
thought maybe a football song could be a good move. But no, it's just not worth the risk, is it?
Nah. No, I don't think it wouldn't be. You couldn't use it for radio.
Yeah.
It has to be like very anti-radio for it to like
Yeah.
be somewhat cool.
Yeah, for the fans to enjoy it.
yeah, exactly. You know, we can't be there like, I believe that we will win. No, that ain't going to work.
Do you know what? So you're putting on events, right? The boxing, you're putting on, obviously the football matches. Obviously, we got a thing called Crouch Fest. I don't know if you're across it, right? We did it last year at Wembley Arena. Wondered if you had any advice for us. We're kind of scale up. We're doing things. We started in the O2 Indigo.
Oh wow!
We started in the Samrat first, which is an Indian restaurant where I'm from. Then it went from the Samrat into the O2 Indigo. We did Wembley Arena last year.
Yeah.
We got Wembley Arena again this year.
Raw.
Yeah. So if you're not doing anything on November the 4th, obviously you're welcome to pop down.
Well, just come through.
Come down, mate. We got a few people performing, haven't we?
We have. I think part of the problem here is, you know how you release the card for the boxing and everyone gets excited and there's a lot of hype. We've released absolutely nothing about this thing. So a lot of people have bought tickets. Is it sold out yet? Or if it's not, it's very close. And
but that is the hype as well. By the way,
but that's the thing. That's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's a complete surprise. No one has a clue what they're buying into.
Oh god!
And in all honesty, we haven't quite got a clue about all of it.
Just wing it.
You know what? It works.
No, we love it, and we do. To be fair, we do the walk-ons as well. We've got our walk-on songs. You know, that varies. Sid's first time stepping out in front of the Wembley crowd should be good fun. What's your walk-on song again? Or do you mix it up?
So what for my fight?
Yeah. Do you change it up every time? Or?
It's different for this fight, yeah. So I can't say
which is probably news in itself to a lot of fans.
Yeah. A lot of people were very excited.
What do you normally go for?
Normally it's my own song. Yeah,
clever.
But I guess but it still is my own song, but it's got a little twist.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Say no more. It's exciting.
I'm a big fan of the walk-ons. Like I've always like at Crouch Fest, like because I always see all the like, Joshua, Prince Nazim over the years, all the old ones. I'm like, I'd love to do that one day. So obviously at Crouch Fest, we just do it. Because we love doing it.
We do it. We have the pyros. We have everything. Be honest. Sick. Have you know when you do that, and it is the thing that we all imagine. Have you ever found yourself just sort of practicing that in front of a mirror at home to yourself? Like,
if anything, I've definitely practiced my this is funny to say, my like winning speech, like especially when I'm in the shower and I'm just there like speaking to myself like, now what? Only you thought I'd lose to Tommy Fury, now what? And I'm just he's
in the shower.
Legit, I've done it all.
Do you know what? Like, if you do win or when you do win, when I hear that, like now what? I heard that.
He said it.
He's in the shower. I love it. All right. Well, look, I'm so excited for you, and I feel like the podcast can get behind you. Hopefully, I'm sure a lot of people will. And also, I think it's just it's so interesting hearing you talk so candidly about it because. You are kind of, I think, the first person, and because you are the YouTube thing, but you are the first person that really seems to be stepping out on their own in terms. I don't want to part you too much, but you are stepping out as a boxer.
Oh, Dick Ryder!
He is, and you've been so honest about it.
Yeah. No, thank you, man. Well, I mean,
it's very humble.
Yeah. It's just like I said, man. Like, especially to my audience, you know, hard work, self-belief can get you anywhere, man. You just have to be consistent and. You'll be shocked at where you can end up.
Yeah, nice.
A couple of questions I got.
Yeah, of course.
What is obviously you're very talented, or you've got a lot of stuff spread across the table. What's been the most not successful, but what's been the most that you've enjoyed? Whether that's going to be in the music, the boxing, the YouTubing, a business venture. What's been the one that you've just gone, do you know what? I enjoyed that one. I stuck my neck out on the line, or it was a bit of a long shot, but it worked. Is there anything that's just gone? You've just gone. That one was good.
I mean, it's hard because I feel like, you know, with the YouTube music and the boxing, they all have their moments.
Yeah.
Like obviously, with a boxing fight, you winning is like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
But then, you know, also performing to a sold out crowd. And then just having, you know, the pyro and all the effects happening while you're performing and everyone just singing or rapping away. It's sick. And then with YouTube, like being able to hit certain milestones and being able to just have fun with your mates, laugh away. and also just be getting paid for that. It's just sick. So I think it's hard for me to pinpoint one where I'm like, this is it. But I definitely say, I'd say me like destroying Tommy would definitely be a highlight. But that's that'd be a nice highlight. Yeah.
Maybe just on that then. So what is the one thing, like you talk about always having plans in motion and what you're doing looking ahead. Is there something that is burning in your brain that is an ambition for the future? Is there something that you're lining up right now?
Not really. I've kind of always just gone with the wind. Like my life is always just, you know, I try to plan and never goes to plan. You know what I mean? So a lot of time I make sure I'm just in the moment all the time. So yeah, you know, after this fight, I don't really know what could happen. I could fight Jake Paul. I could fight Conor McGregor. I could just retire and go back to music.
Do you think can that kind of fight happen? You're involved in the setting up of these fights. Can a fight with Conor McGregor actually happen? Like,
well, honestly,
why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
why not? Like I'm cool with Dana White, and you know, it's not like Jake Paul where he's always trying to call out Conor McGregor, and Dana White hates his guts, so make sure that never happens. Yeah. Like I'm cool with Dana, and like if we want to make that fight happen, we can definitely make that fight happen. So. Like it's with me, anything is really possible, and that's the beauty of it. Like because I've always just risked so much, the reward has just been so vast, and the opportunities have been so vast that it allows me to do all these cool things. So.
The Sidemen Farm is going to be one hell of a watch.
You never know. Like I might just just go. Oh fuck! I just want to farm. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just.
That's great.
Yeah, I know. I kind of just see where life takes me, and I don't really like to plan because nothing ever goes to plan.
80-year-old JJ just taking on bowls. You know, bringing YouTube.
But
to
that's
bowls.
basically my house anyway. My missus she loves animals, right? She's just bringing animals home on a daily basis. So, and basically my
Serious?
house,
Just
4
donkeys,
kids, dogs.
cows.
She wants donkeys. Yeah,
What?
She went to her house the other day, and the donkeys just come in the kitchen and like eat in the kitchen. She was there. Honestly, she got a video of it. She said, "I want this. This is my dream."
But what would you have? Donkeys in the garden?
Oh,
then?
fucking
Just
donkey.
Wait. So a donkey came into your
the
kitchen.
donkeys, right? So
Is this like a drive-through? Is your
house.
kitchen?
No. she leaves the door open, and she has donkeys in this field, and they just come in and like eat in the kitchen. I swear she.
What Abby see this?
She went to
Someone's
a girl
house.
that she knows house.
Oh, right.
And she has this.
She wants that idea
She
that
wants that
donkeys
life.
will
Yeah, she
stroll
wants
in,
that life.
Wow.
Yeah.
back out, and that's wild, Pete.
Literally, yeah.
My wife.
That's why I'm always fucking here.
But my wife went to the farm and she sees it alpacas.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah.
"Can we
They
get
got
some?
them there as
Can
well.
we get to?
Yeah,
Like they're cats.
Alpacas.
Like they're cats. Like, can we have an alpaca?"
Please get two of them,
Oh,
Sid.
man.
I'd love to see pictures of you and a couple of
Just on
alpacas.
Instagram, just see alpaca.
Either side.
Oh my god.
Oh, mate. I do want to ask, obviously, you've got your primal round the Arsenal Stadium, you know, sponsor the team. We're thinking about delving in to that world with the podcast, right?
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if we've got the same kind of budget.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how did you go about sponsoring Arsenal? Because we're thinking about maybe getting on the arm.
I mean, I guess you got to talk to the club, and you've got to, see if they're down.
You got to be serious.
Yeah, and then obviously they're gonna give you an amount, and then you can, bargain.
Yeah.
And obviously, your name holds weight, so you can definitely try and get from the millions.
Yeah, you
into
play
the-
for a rival team.
Yeah.
So that would go down well.
Well, it would be kind of shithouse if I kind of like went on, it was on Arsenal's arm or like Everton's or someone like the rival that I played.
Do you think we need
I
to
just
start-
had my face on their arm.
But why don't we start? Do you think we should start lower? Do you think, or do you want?
I think we're gonna have to, if I'm honest.
Maybe conference.
Yeah. Well, that's literally where we're looking.
Oh,
at.
okay. Fair.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you're listening right now, and I think we've talked about doing this before, but if you do want a shirt sponsor, let's see what comes in. We're looking for serious clubs, and we'd be very interested in getting involved.
I mean, if we are going to go sort of down the leagues, football barbecues. I mean, we could obviously come down, do some appearances, and I'm sure you'll be able to do.
I can cook up a lovely barbecue. Yeah.
Can I ask your thoughts on barbecues? We call him a BBQC, which is obviously BBQ's pretty easy, and then you can imagine what the C means. But he is one of those.
I love basically.
It's a word I don't want to say because with C.
Okay.
Unt.
Oh, okay.
It's quite harsh. So people shout this in the streets now. They'll shout me like.
Okay. Basically, he takes his barbecuing really seriously, and he's quite. What would I say?
Well, you hit an age, basically. JJ, how old are you now?
I'm 30.
Right, so you're not far away.
Are you
okay,
so you're a barbecuer?
It's going to be golf or barbecue.
I don't think I've ever done one, but I've been to a few.
Yeah. But I take it quite seriously. You know, I'll sort of like.
How seriously?
I'll get up sort of 5, 6 in the morning, get the stuff on. I'll be up the night before, rubbing away.
This is why we call him a BBQC.
Because you rub your meat to kind of get it properly right.
Yeah, of
marinate
course.
it all night long.
Nice.
And then we'll cook all day, and then probably by like sort of 9, 10 at night.
Talking like the Bake Off.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Serious, like the same way you train for boxing.
Yeah.
I train for barbecuing. It's a sort of, whilst you're in the gym, if they did a sort of cut scene, I would be there at home, sort of. Dealing with my ribs, kind of thing.
Screaming, where's the lamb sauce and everything.
Yeah, do you want the same passion you have in the shower? But I'm really into it. But it's clearly not something on your radar at the moment. But you'll come away from this podcast. And
he won't.
Never
rule it out, eh?
Yeah,
never rule it out.
I am intrigued, and maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
It's human.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
All right then, just a couple of messages if you don't mind. Always end up with a bit of admin.
Yeah, cool.
This is from Elliot, right? Me and my 2 workmates got in a van after a full-on day's work. We're electricians, 32 degrees, already hot as fuck. Keen as mustard to get the aircon on, but no, one of them decides today is the day to turn the heat to max. The blower's on full, windows up, and call the first one to touch the windows or aircon controls, Eggy Boff.
There we go.
So they're roasting, and they've turned the hot air on.
Outrageous.
Yeah. All right.
This is a Simon challenge.
Okay, right. Hold on, there's loads more. There's loads more here. Not that bad, I hear you say. How far is the trip? Can't be that far. Only a 50-mile journey from Brighton to Portsmouth.
Oh my God.
Kids are back at school, so the traffic's horrendous. Ends up taking the best part of 2 hours. Talks of calling it off for safety reasons, as the steering wheel was getting slippy. The headache was beyond belief. Talks of feeling dizzy. Practically stuck to the seats at this point from pure sweat. Basically, we now know what it's like to be a dog trapped in a hot car. Somehow managed to survive the entire journey without passing out. Gentleman's agreement at the end declaring that it could never, ever be repeated. Arguably, the worst part was getting home and having to explain to partners why we've arrived home in soaked T-shirts, dehydrated, bright red, looking like we've just completed a Wayne Bridge gym challenge. All because of a stupid game that none of them have ever heard of.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't say who's won.
Wow.
They didn't. They just called it a tie.
Gentleman's agreement. No, gentleman's agreement was afterwards.
That's the power of Eggy Boff.
Okay.
The power of Eggy Boff.
That is... Yeah, that's pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
I want to hear more.
I probably would have just gone in my pants. Yeah, just embraced it. Yeah, I've done that. Literally, for a Simon video, we did a road trip from LA to Vegas.
Oh.
And I was in the bad team. So basically, I was in this van, cushioned van, literally blistering hot. And we had to travel all the way. And it took us 6 hours. Yeah, bro, I was just in my pants.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
bro,
hot.
soaked, dripping. Yeah, man.
You know what I did? I was going to do that trip. It's quite a long way, isn't it? I was in Vegas, right? I remember we rented a car, and I thought we can drive down to LA. That'd be lovely. That, and I don't know. Someone told me it was like 3 hours or something. I got in this car anyway. Kind of like looked at it, and I went, "It's fucking 6 hours, right?"
Yeah.
So I went up and down the strip, and then handed the car back.
Nope.
We got a really nice car. I thought this would be great. We went, oh no, fuck that.
Yeah. I can't be honest. Oh my God.
What'd you do? Stay in Vegas, or did you get a
stay in
flight?
Vegas. Yeah, no, I literally drove. We drove around a little bit, and then I just like kind of went up down the strip, like, and then went, and then we went back on the tables.
All right, well done, Elliot. Obviously, we should say be careful if you're driving and playing that game. You've always got to be in control of the car
always
and all that
safe.
kind of thing. Be safe with Eggy Boff. Don't cause yourself an accident.
Be safe with Eggy Boff.
Enjoy Eggy Boff responsibly. That's what we're trying to say.
Do you know what? Listen, it's impressive, watching your career, but it's even more impressive actually talking to you and seeing how you make it all work. Good luck with the fight. I'm sure it goes well, and we'll be watching.
100%.
JJ, thanks so much.
Top man, mate.
Brilliant.
Absolute pleasure to have you, mate.
Top man.
Thank you so much.